I'm really excited to talk to Sara Davison today. Sara, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Oh, well, thanks for inviting me on, Stephanie. I'm Sara Davison and the best known as the divorce coach. I know it's not a very catchy job title, but actually help people to cope better with any kind of breakup, separation, or divorce. Helping people to dial down the negative emotions and also take their power back, start to feel good, and also navigate some of those practical challenges that we all face when we're going through a breakup.
Sara, you are a award-winning coach. You're a multiple author. Tell us a little bit more about your journey. How did you get to this space where you were really an expert in helping couples divorce in a better way?
Yeah, well, it all came about from my own divorce, actually. So, gosh, it's been about 14 years ago now. I found out that my husband not only no longer wanted to be married to me, but he was madly in love with somebody else. And within a couple of months had moved on, started a new family with her. And it all came completely out of the blue for me. I didn't see it coming, and it absolutely hit me like a freight train. So I did a lot of that ugly crying on the bathroom floor. I did a lot of that pain, crying, calling my mom at 2 a.m. and really not knowing what to do with my life. Because overnight I'd lost my husband, obviously, but also who I thought was my best friend. Also my business partner. We worked together as well. We had a global business. Also obviously the father of my son, who was only one at the time. So I was sort of thrown into being a single mum and not knowing what the future held overnight. So very, very difficult. So I decided I was going to try and find a way through, because at this point I was a coach. I've been coaching for 15 years at this point. So I thought, right, feels horrible right now, but I know it doesn't always have to be this way, but I have to find a way through this. So I looked for information to help me get through it. I looked on the internet. There really wasn't anything specific to the kind of challenges that I was facing. So I decided to combine my coaching skills with the divorce process I've been thrown into and combine that to really get me and my son through. And so all the tools and techniques that I tried and tested on myself are what I put in my first book, because my lawyer said to me, you should write a book. You're coping really well with a really tough situation, and the tools you're using seem to work. So I published my first book, Uncoupling. That became a bestseller. And then my second book, The Split, also is a bestseller. So yeah, it's really from my own experience, I guess I ended up where I am. And I decided that I didn't want to go through that pain and just come out the other side. I wanted to use it to help people, because, there isn't help for breakups. Well, there wasn't. There's help for giving up alcohol or losing weight or getting fit, but there's no support for heartbreak. Yet all of us at some point in our lives go through heartbreak. So that's why I created everything that we now offer.
And it's so powerful, Sara. And tell us a little bit more. You also hold retreats, also virtual retreats, Heartbreak to Happiness. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I have my podcast, Heartbreak to Happiness. That is great. And we've got over, gosh, I think it's like 350,000 downloads now. So it's helping people all over the world, which is always lovely. And I get to interview some amazing people about their journey and what they're doing and how they've turned their pain into their power as well. So that's always a great free resource for people. But we offer coaching, one-to-one coaching, group coaching online. We actually have Heartbreak to Happiness online support groups, which are amazing because they're free for the first week. And then after that, it's less than, well, it's in UK, it's £7.40 a week for 8 hours of group coaching. So you can go online, attend a Zoom session. They're all run by my accredited coaches. So you get advice and support, but you also meet your tribe, which I think is something that's been very missing, to get that support for any kind of heartbreak, separation, or divorce. And all my coaches are domestically abuse trained as well. So if anyone's going through those kind of toxic relationships, you can get help and support on there for very little. But then also we have workshops. So my next one that's coming up is how to break up with a toxic partner and recover from the trauma of an abusive relationship. And then we also have live retreats we do as well sometimes. So yeah, but actually we also have a training school, so people can train to become a breakup and divorce coach with me. So a lot of people that are clients at some point then turn that pain into their power and train to set up their own coaching businesses.
Amazing, Sarah. And I know you sit on the board of a domestic abuse charity.
Well, I'm the patron of a domestic abuse
Patron.
charity, yeah, called the Dash charity, and they help a lot of people cope with, the initial breakup through the divorce, and their frontline service. So they're amazing, and they offer a lot of support within the community for people who desperately need it. And that's a topic very close to my heart as a survivor of domestic abuse. So one of my training courses is actually about how to coach people through toxic relationships. So a lot of my coaches also have been through that. So they want to turn that into a skill where they can help people, because domestic abuse, I think it's a lot more awareness now, which is great because it happens to many more people than we think, and all different backgrounds. It really is quite shocking at how rife it is, especially post the pandemic, when we saw a massive rise. In fact, we saw over 300% increase in calls to our hotline at the charity, because people were closed in with their abusers and no longer had the freedom to get out. So yeah, much needed. But also my coaches go into businesses as well now. There's a lot of employers who are also more aware of domestic abuse, but also breakups and the impact of divorce on the ability to work. Actually, Harvard Business Journal released some information recently saying that a breakup or divorce reduces your productivity in the workplace by up to 40%. And for 3 years, the year before the breakup, the year of the breakup, and the year after. So it's a huge knock-on effect. So, it's interesting to see that a lot of businesses are now saying, let's have breakup coaches on our books, because it will really help the bottom line if someone is going through a breakup.
Yeah, amazing, Sarah, amazing. Sarah, what would you say is your main motivator going forwards?
Oh, definitely to help people cope better so they don't have to feel the way that I felt. I think that's my driving force with everything I do. With my ex-husband, we had an office in Sydney, and I was out there during the divorce, and I'll never forget the day I was sat on a beach. It's called Balmoral Beach, for anyone listening who knows Australia. It's in Sydney. And I was sat there and I was crying. It was lunch break and I'd come out, and I was just so upset by everything that I was dealing with and not sure how I was going to carry on or what the future looked like. And I suddenly had this idea that I was going to turn this into something that wouldn't just help me to get through, but actually help other people. And to be honest, that's been the reason that I get up out of bed every day and do this, because it's such a rewarding job. I get so many messages, DMs on my Instagram. I put daily posts on my Instagram, Sara Davison, divorce coach, lots of videos, lots of help. And every day I get messages or emails or even phone calls now to the office, people saying, you've changed my life, you've saved my life. This is, thank you so much. So it's the best job ever, I have to say. So I love it.
I love it. It's a real purpose-driven life. Sarah, what would you say is your top quality?
Gosh, my top quality. I'd say I feel like I can really read people. So I get a lot just by watching people, connecting with them. I think a lot of the connection I have is because I really can see a lot more than what just presents on the surface. So I've always had that gift, actually, to be honest. So I think when you're working with people and coaching, to have that deep empathy, ability to really connect and see what's going on underneath, whether that's through body language or the words and phrases people are using, or just sometimes a look in their eye, just enables me to really create those fast transformations. And that's actually what I teach my coaches. So it doesn't stop with me. I show them how they can do it too. But the ability to be able to really understand what's going on and move people forward, I think, is probably what's helped me grow the business so fast. Yeah.
Amazing, Sarah. Sarah, what top tips would you give someone who is stuck right now and doesn't know where to turn and is unhappy in a relationship?
Oh, good question. Well, lots of advice, but I suppose starting point is, ask for help. There are so many things available now that can help you for all different budgets. So don't feel you're alone, but also know that it's not what happens to you in life that defines you. It's what you do about it. So, for example, asking for help, that makes you the person you are. So if you sit there and you think, well, this is it, this is my life, that's not true. You have a choice. It may seem like that right now, and there may not be very obvious options for you moving forward, but reach out and speak to, you can speak to any of my accredited coaches for free. They offer a free introductory calls through my website, saradavison.com. You can book a call with them, speak to them for free, see how they could help you move forward, or come on the online groups and for free for a week and try them out. They're amazing. 8 hours and finding people like you going through similar situations. So I guess ask for help, build up that support team around you of people that understand what you're going through and can also help you to move forward, because it can get better, and it will.
Thank you so much for offering that, Sara. Now, what are you sort of planning for your future? What are your goals, your dreams, your plans for the next couple of years?
Oh, love that question, because I have such big dreams and plans and goals. I mean, I would love this, my tools to be able to helping people all over the world. At the moment, we've trained coaches in over 23 different countries. So I know that people are out there using my tools in different countries, and that's been amazing. But I want to carry on expanding that so that my tools really get through to a lot of different people. I'm doing my 4th TV tour in America soon as well at the end of this year. So I'm looking forward to going back and doing that and just raising awareness that there is help for this. And that's really my passion project, that, whether it's domestic abuse, you can come out, you can rebuild your life, and you can move forward. So for me, just getting the tools to as many people as possible and expanding the services that we offer so we can support you through that is absolutely where my focus is and will be for probably the rest of my life, because I love what I do.
Sara, thank you so much for this amazing conversation today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Stephanie. I've loved it.